Gabby, can you just kind of take us through your year and kind of what did you expect from this indoor season and have you gotten to where you thought you would?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the year, August and September, when I was preparing for the year, this is my last year competing in college, and my mindset going into it was give it your best shot, have fun, work hard, and most importantly, have fun and soak in the experience and enjoy it. I worked really hard in preparation in the fall to get where I'm at now. And going into the season, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but I had high goals for myself. After the first meet, I set a goal to jump 450 by the end of the indoor season. So far, I've jumped 446 in meters, which is 14.7 and a half inch. So I'm close to reaching those goals, and I'm also very excited to reach my goal of competing at my first ever indoor nationals. So I'm excited for that coming up this weekend.
Gabby, how much did correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2020 you were there already. You had qualified, but you guys had already traveled when they canceled it. How much did that motivate, or you know what I mean? Like it was so tough and everybody went through it. But how much did that motivate you to want to get back to this point?
Yeah, it motivated me a lot. It was honestly heartbreaking when it happened. I know all that talk back then, like nothing was sure, and we weren't ever sure like if it would actually happen when we got there, and it got canceled and we got sent home. It was really frustrating, but it definitely motivated me a lot. And last year, I didn't have too great of a season last year, but I learned a lot and it motivated me even more. So to be able to compete at my first ever indoor NCAAs this year, at my 5th year and my last year, is just awesome. I'm so grateful to be able to have the opportunity.
What did you learn from last year when you didn't maybe compete like you thought you could, and when you didn't, finish like you thought you could? What did you learn out of that?
So much. Just shows we can only control so much in our sport. And I also think we can't put our identity in our sport, and we can't put our emotions, we can't let our sport dictate who we are emotionally, physically, just as a person. I learned, most importantly, to depend on the people around me to get me through it, and then also to be a good teammate and like learn from the adversity and not get in my own head about certain situations, but instead when stuff doesn't go your way, what can you learn from it? What can you do to help yourself grow? And what can you take out of the situation to just learn? It's a learning experience being an athlete.
I think I maybe asked you this a couple of years ago, but I'm trying to remember how do you become a pole vaulter? How did you kind of say, hey, this is what I want to do? I mean, there's so many things you could do. How did you become a pole vaulter?
Yeah, the story's kind of funny. In high school, I played soccer my whole life, like since as long as I can remember, like 3 years old, I was playing soccer, played soccer my freshman year in high school, and something inside of me, it was my sophomore year in high school, something was just like, I don't want to do soccer anymore. I want to do track. I don't know what it is. Maybe I think it was God just putting it in my heart. I want to do track, and my high school Algebra 2 teacher actually was the head track coach at my school. And when I told him about it, I told him I wanted to be a high jumper, and I'm 5'3", and he told me I was too short to be a high jumper, and told me to try pole vault, and I didn't really want to. I was honestly really scared of it, but he kept asking me every single day, and one day I just finally said yes, and just to make him happy, thinking I'm going to go to practice and then be dead and never do it again. And I did it the first practice, and I fell in love, and I've been doing it ever since.
When did you make the biggest jump? Obviously early on when you were, but since you've been competing, when did you make your biggest jump? And I guess in second part of that question, what's the next step, for you as far as in competition?
Yeah. Biggest jump as in PR?
Yeah.
Best? Yeah. It actually was 2 weekends ago at the ACC Indoor Championships. I got a personal best, like I said earlier, 4.46 meters, which is 14 feet, 7.5 inches. So that was my biggest jump, which I'm just super happy about. Like this indoor season has just been slowly inclining. So I think I'm really prepared to get a good bar at nationals. And my goal for nationals is to get first team All-American. The group of girls is, I think, the best group of girls I've ever competed against in college since I've been here. So I'm really excited to compete against some good girls because when competitors are great, you compete great, they compete great, and it just makes it a fun competitive competition. So my goal would be to jump over that 450 mark and get first team All-American.
Cool. That's all I have.
Gabby, you are one of the ACC postgraduate scholarship winners. Can you talk about what that means to you?
Oh, I was so happy and again so blessed to receive it. I plan on going to nursing school after I graduate. There are some plans of possibly competing after college, but with nursing school, the prereqs I take now last 5 to 7 years, depending on the university. So I'm just so happy to be able to receive the scholarship to help pay for that when it comes, because I know school can be expensive and loans can be a lot. So I'm just really grateful to have gotten that.
You are the true student athlete then.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gabby.
Okay. Thank you.